morning students. Here we start with fertilization part 3, effects of fertilization. So therefore, in the effects of fertilization, now remember this is the third stage of fertilization. So therefore, first was approximation of gametes, second was contact and fusion of gametes, third is the effects of fertilization. We start with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 points in the effects of fertilization. The first point, in the first point, we will mention about the completion of second meiotic division. So completion of second meiotic division. This is what we mentioned in the first point. Second point will be, the second point will be restoration of diploid nature of the chromosomes. So therefore it is called replication of chromosomes. So there will be replication of chromosomes from 1n DNA to 2n DNA. So that means 1n DNA to 2n DNA. This is the second stage. Now third stage, determination of the sex of the embryo. So determination of the sex of the embryo. This is the third stage. Now these are the points we are discussing in the effects of fertilization. These are the stages what will happen in this effects of fertilization. Now fourth point will be initiation of cleavage division of zygote. The zygote which has been developed will now commence towards the division of its own cells. Now this division of zygote into various cells is the process which is known as cleavage. So it is a mitotic type of cell division, mitosis. So initiation of cleavage division of the zygote. And the last one is here, the line of entry of spermatozoon. The line of entry of spermatozoon will determine the polarity of the embryo, will determine the polarity of the embryo. So first will be, all are very small points. First is the completion of second meiotic division of the secondary oocyte. So the secondary oocyte will immediately complete its second meiotic division that we have seen in the second stage. As a result of which, as the oocyte completes its second meiotic division, there will be formation of male and female pronuclei. So therefore, here we will draw first, we will draw here the vitelline membrane. This is the vitelline membrane. Outside, we are going to draw the first and second polar body. So this is the first, this is the second polar body. Now, surrounding, we are going to draw the zona pellucida. So therefore, surrounding, we are going to draw here the zona pellucida. And then we are going to draw inside. Second meiotic division is completed. So therefore, the nucleus of ovum will be known as the female pronucleus. So blue color, this will be the nucleus of ovum. This will be known as the female pronucleus, and spermatozoon, here I am using orange color, this is the head of the spermatozoon, which will be known as male pronucleus. Now each of these two structures will carry haploid chromosomes. So total there will be 23 in each of them, and this 23 chromosomes will contain, for example, 22 autosomes and 1 X chromosome. So total 23 chromosomes they are containing. Here also they will contain 22 and 1 Y chromosome, or it may be X chromosome also. So therefore, here we will name this structure as the female pronucleus, and we are going to name this structure here as the male pronucleus. This is the end of our first stage, that is the completion of the second meiotic division of the secondary oocyte. And what do we find inside? This is now the fertilized ovum, or it is now known as the zygote. So this entire part is called either the zygote or fertilized ovum, in which the cytoplasm of fertilized ovum will contain two cells. One is the nucleus of the mature ovum, which is called female pronucleus. It contains 23 haploid chromosomes, and it will be, the DNA will be 1N DNA. Here the nucleus of the male, that is male pronucleus, head of spermatozoon, which forms the male pronucleus, will contain 23, once again, haploid chromosomes, and also it will contain 1N DNA. So therefore, right now in the zygote or in the fertilized ovum, we are having two pronuclei, and each pronuclei is having haploid chromosomes with 1N DNA respectively. So therefore, this is the completion of the second meiotic division, and this is the resulting fertilized ovum or the zygote. Now we come up with the second stage. In the second stage, this is the replication of chromosomes. So very simple, there will be duplication in which 1N DNA is converted into 2N DNA. So therefore, this process of conversion of 1N will result into 2N DNA. So therefore, the chromosomes here, instead of 1N, we will mention this as there will be 2N DNA in the female pronucleus, as well as here, instead of 1N, there will be 2N DNA. So in this, right now, in the replication of chromosomes, there will be the chromosomes, conversion of structure of the chromosomes from 1N DNA into 2N DNA. Now what will happen? Now, as we go over there, we'll take the help of this space. What will happen will be, there will be series of changes now, in which, now supposing here we draw the vitelline membrane. Once again we show here, this is the vitelline membrane we are going to show, and outside we are going to show the zona pellucida. So therefore we are going to show here, this is the zona pellucida, and once again we are going to show the two polar bodies here. And now what will happen will be, in the female and male pronuclei, there will be nuclear fusion. They will come towards each other, and as a result of which there will be nuclear fusion of male and female pronuclei. They will come towards each other, and since then there will be duplication of the chromosomes. So the chromosomes will be from 1N, they will be converted into 2N DNA. These are the chromosomes respectively, female and male pronucleus. So what has happened here? Nuclear fusion of the male and female pronuclei has taken place. Immediately after this stage, what will happen will be, nuclear fusion has taken place, and therefore now, after this stage, I am going to draw inside only. What will happen will be, already there is conversion of chromosomes in female and male pronucleus from 1N to 2N. So what will happen now will be, after this, there will be complete nuclear fusion. So therefore, it will appear in this form. The nuclear membranes have fused with each other, and the chromosomes of the male and female pronuclei, the chromosomes of the male and female pronuclei will be arranged at the equator. And what will happen will be, the anterior centriole of the spermatozoon, if you recollect the structure of the spermatozoon, the anterior centriole was lying horizontally, and the posterior centriole, there was a derivative of posterior centriole, from which the posterior centriole developed into the axial filaments passing through the middle piece and the tail. And a part of posterior centriole was also arranged as annulus, ring-like structure between the junction of middle piece and tail. So that was posterior centriole. The anterior centriole, which was lying horizontally at the neck of the spermatozoon, that anterior centriole here of the spermatozoon will divide into two centrioles, will divide into two parts, two centrioles, and those two structures, the two centrioles will be arranged at the opposite pole here. So they are arranged at the opposite pole of the fusion of the nuclei, female and male pronuclei. As they have fused, the anterior centriole of the spermatozoon has multiplied, it has divided into two, and both of them have been arranged at the opposite poles of the fusion of the nuclei. Now after this stage, what will happen will be, there will be complete disappearance of the nuclear membrane. This nuclear membrane will disappear, and finally what has happened will be, there will be achromatic spindle arrangement, the achromatic spindle arrangement, and this achromatic spindle arrangement from the two centrioles, they will attach to the chromosomes of the male and female pronuclei, which are lying at the equator of the cell. So previous to this, there was the entire nuclear membrane in which the chromosomes were arranged at the equator. So if you consider the stage previous to this, where there was presence of this nuclear membrane which I have rubbed, then this was the nucleus of the zygote, and this nucleus will now carry 23 from the, if you come here, 23 from the female and 23 from the male pronuclei. So total 46 chromosomes. So when you come on this side, total 46 chromosomes, 23 from each parent. So diploid number of chromosomes is present in the zygote at this stage. So in this stage of zygote, there is presence of 46 chromosomes, diploid number of chromosomes. Then there is disappearance of this membrane. The nuclear membrane has disappeared. This nuclear membrane has disappeared. And the two centrioles which are arranged at the two opposite sides, they have arranged the spindle formation, achromatic spindle formation. And within those spindle formation, there will be entanglement of these chromosomes. The chromosomes are already lying at the equator of the cell, of the nucleus. And these chromosomes will be attached to this spindle formation. And remember, both the sides, male and female, all the chromosomes, they are lying at the equator, which they are attached to the spindle apparatus, which is arranged by the achromatic spindle apparatus, which is arranged by the two centrioles. Now what happens? After this, there will be longitudinal splitting of the chromosomes, just as in mitosis. The chromosomes will split longitudinally. They separate into the two chromatids. That stage is going to take place. So therefore, that stage we are going to draw later on. So after this, we come back here. That means we have finished the second stage, duplication of chromosomes. Then we jump to this stage, third, in which it is written here, there is determination of the sex of the embryo. So this determines upon, if you focus on this diagram, slowly here, so if the spermatozoon here present contains haploid chromosomes, of course it contains haploid chromosome, but if it contains Y chromosome, so this spermatozoon will fertilize the ovum with Y chromosome. Then the resulting embryo which will develop, the resulting zygote and the embryo which will develop subsequently will be male child, because the chromosomes will be total, there will be 44 autosomes plus 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. And if you present here that if this spermatozoon contains X chromosome, we know that the spermatozoon may contain X or Y chromosome. We have seen as a result of spermatogenesis, we have studied previously. So if this ovum is fertilized by this spermatozoon which carries X chromosome, then the resulting zygote which we have seen on that side will contain diploid 46 chromosomes, out of which 44 will be autosomes, and it will carry 1 X and 1 more X chromosome. Then the resulting embryo will be female child. This is known as determination of the sex of the chromosomes, that is determination of the sex of the embryo at this stage. So effects of fertilization, see how interesting it is. In the effects of fertilization, this is what takes place for the first time here. So determination of the sex of the child is confirmed at this stage, whether the ongoing zygote and the development of zygote into embryo will be a male child or female child will take place at this stage, depending upon the spermatozoon present here, whether this spermatozoon will carry X chromosome or whether this spermatozoon will carry Y chromosome. So here we finish our third point, that is determination of the sex of the embryo. Coming to the fourth point. This is the fourth point in which initiation of cleavage division of zygote. So please come on this side here. We come back to this diagram, initiation of the cleavage division of the zygote. Now here, after the splitting longitudinally, each chromosome is separated into two equal parts. This will be mitosis. So please note down, mitotic cell division will take place here. There will be longitudinal splitting of the chromosomes into two chromatids. And therefore, each of the chromatids will then pass to the opposite side. Each of them will pass to the opposite side at the opposite end. As each longitudinally split chromosomes will pass to the opposite side, there will be now cytoplasmic division of this entire zygote or fertilized ovum. So now after the nuclear division, as there is the passing of these chromosomes to the opposite side. So if I draw here, if I draw very fast here, this will be one, this will be another centriole, and here I show the spindle formation, and then I will show the chromosomes both the sides. So therefore I am showing these chromosomes, and these chromosomes which have been separated here, so here I am showing in this way, they have split. So once they have split, they will migrate to the opposite side, and now what will happen is there will be this remaining cytoplasm will also divide and split into two equal parts. So because of splitting of this nuclear chromosomes and the remaining cytoplasm, now from one cell, one nucleus, there will be division of the two cells. So now from one cell zygote, which was carrying diploid chromosomes, because of fusion of the male and female pronucleus, and because of the arrangement of these chromosomes at the equator, and because of their splitting longitudinally in the form of mitotic cell division, now there will be presence of two cells in the zygote. So immediately after the division, what will be the next diagram? The next diagram will be that of the two-cell zygote. So therefore, there will be formation of two-cell zygote. So here I am going to show that now this cytoplasm is also divided, and therefore there will be formation of, these are the two cells, and these two cells will carry the equal amount of chromosomes and equally distributed from each parent cell. So they will carry the equal amount of chromosomes, and here we show that these two independent cells are now known as blastomeres. So these two cells are called blastomeres. Coming up next segment, two blastomeres, and now this process which has started is called cleavage. So here I will mark this as, here I am going to mark this as blastomeres. These are the two blastomeres, and this stage is known as cleavage division. So that is why we have named this stage as initiation of cleavage division. Although cleavage is a different topic from fertilization, but cleavage will follow fertilization. So here this stage will start at the end of fertilization. So at the effect of fertilization, here we have to mention as effect number 4, initiation of cleavage division of zygote, in which the entire one fertilized ovum, because of mitosis, has undergone cell division, and cytoplasm of the fertilized ovum has also divided equally into two. along with the nuclear division, and there is development of the two daughter cells, and these two daughter cells are called blastomeres, and this is the stage which has started initiation of cleavage stage of division. So initiation of cleavage has commenced. So therefore this is the fourth effect of fertilization. Please note down how the two cells have been developed, that we have understood as a result of the fusion of the male and female pronuclei, and the two cells which have developed because of the fusion of male and female pronuclei, and because the chromosomes have split longitudinally equal into two parts. This entire process is a result of mitosis. So it will resemble mitotic type of cell division. Now we come on this side. Last one, line of entry of spermatozoon will determine the polarity. Line of entry of spermatozoon. When? Now try and understand. Previously we had drawn a diagram in the second stage where we had shown that the spermatozoon will cross the three barriers. When the spermatozoon crosses those three barriers, that is corona radiata, zona pellucida and vitelline membrane, that line of entry of spermatozoon will determine the polarity of the embryo, that will determine the cephalocaudal axis of the embryo. Please note down this last point. So the last point is the line of entry of spermatozoon while crossing the barriers will determine the polarity, or it will determine the cephalocaudal axis of the embryo. Here we finish the effects of fertilization, and in the end, as applied anatomy, as clinical anatomy, we have to note down parthenogenesis. What is parthenogenesis? Very important. It is asked as a 1 mark question answer also. So here if I just mention what is parthenogenesis, please note down. Parthenogenesis, clinical embryology now here in fertilization. So parthenogenesis is the process of development of partial or complete embryo, whether it is partial or complete embryo, from the female gamete without the participation of male gamete. Once again I repeat, it is a process, parthenogenesis is the process of development of partial or complete embryo from female gamete without the participation of male gamete. This is the definition. Give an example in human there is no report of parthenogenesis, except that scientists, they mention that the pathological structure of ovarian teratoma, they mention this as a cause of parthenogenesis. And this parthenogenesis, this is a common feature in invertebrates and lower vertebrates. Once again I repeat, it is a common feature in invertebrates and lower vertebrates. And as of in human beings, no cases have been reported, except that pathology of ovarian teratoma is considered as a part of parthenogenesis. So here we finish our entire fertilization. Thank you very much.